Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Kuesa binti Kusaat. My matric number is 265567. Okay, today I would like to share about the article Football Violence in Malaysia. We all know that the violence and sport cannot be separated. Violence is a part in sport. Football is one of the most popular sport in our country. Football violence is a term that is used to describe a bad behavior by the fan club at the football event that arose from hooliganism. The race football hooliganism come from England at 1960. In Malaysia, it was started as early 1918. It began match involving clubs such as Kedah, Kelantan, and Sarawak. Football is a bad behavior, especially by fan or athlete that can lead to match, and in other cases, personal injured and sometimes property damage. According the research, about 80% football fans have participant in football violence, and every football fan has experienced the effect football violence directly. From the article, many cases happen in the Malaysia. Football for example, in the international and the local level. The article also describe about why football violence in Association of Malaysia (FAM) and government can do to solve the problem. For more information, I pass to my friends. Thank you.
Okay, now I will continue with article review. In this article, the author want to tell us about football violence in Malaysia. Football is the most popular sport in Malaysia because this sport help in defining the ethic and moral attribute to the athlete and the society at large. Football is the most preferred sport in the world, and this sport has a huge number of fans who watch the game on the internet or television. But this is different from fanatic fans, because fanatic fans usually they will watch the game at the stadium and they're willing to spend the money and the time to support the team. They make a considerable sacrifice and hope that the team will be a winner. However, when the team lose, there is a huge potential that the supporter will get frustrated and some of them will get angry. The dissatisfaction is the primary cause of violence among football fans. The violence, like a provocative action such as mocking the rival team, yelling abuses at the other team, are common occurrences in Malaysian stadium. That's all for me. Thank you.
In Malaysia, the issue related to football violence among fans is not new. In fact, this issue has become more common in recent years. Although various fines and penalties have been imposed by the Football Association of Malaysia, it is difficult to control the behavior of the supporter. As example, in a recent case on 8 January 2020, Malaysia was fined 211,000 by FIFA due to fan trouble during a match between Indonesia during pre-World Cup. Okay, based on the article review, I can conclude that there are various factors influencing the violence of the fans. One of it is because of the hardcore supporter. The author state that Malaysia have a fanatic fans, which means that if their favorite teams are lose to an underdog team, they will start throwing team, they will start provoke, and from this provoke will turn to the tragedy. Next is, I think it is because of the capacity of the stadium. As you know that each team has their own seat during the football match, and I think that the home supporter have many fans rather than the.
Assalamualaikum. Here are the suggestions on how preventing the football violence in Malaysia. First is ban. Clubs are now being punished a lot harder for failure to monitor their fans with heavy fine and forced to play behind the closed door. For example, during Perak Malaysian Leagues against Johor Darul Takzim JDT in 2015, fans were banned as a punishment for hooliganism, provocative action, and a series of offences. Okay, second, cooperation between the local government, the Football Association of Malaysia, and the football club to upgrade law enforcement to preventing the football violence. In order for football to flourish in Malaysia, both government body and the government have to work in tandem to keep out of football violence in Malaysia. They must to introduce the kind of legal or law, which is the Football Offence Act, the Criminal Justice and Public Order, and the existing legal law in preventing the football violence. Okay, third is changes policing football violence. Okay, the police have to become more proactive and intelligent-led, which is particularly in our league in Malaysia. For example, special policemen track the hooliganism group very closely. Okay, they need more forces or policemen during the high intensity match and the derby match that could lead the fans to start the provocative or the violence. Fourth is introduce CCTV and health hand camera. Health hand cameras and CCTV cameras may be useful tool for crowd monitoring and control, and now is present almost in football league crowd. In Malaysia, there are a few teams that introduce the CCTV in their stadium, which is Johor Darul Takzim, Kedah, Felda United, Kuala Lumpur, and Perak. And 5 screening item that brought into the stadium. When you screening the item from the spectators or the attending, we can reduce the possibility of a serious injury or the possibility of the fans to start the football violence. Security should check the bag, pocket, jacket with via hands or metal detector or X-ray. So the equipment must follow the technology right now.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Madam and to all my friends. My name is Nur Syuhada binti Zamri and my metric number is 262892. I will continue the suggestion on football violence in Malaysia. Okay, the sixth suggestion of this violence is presence of away supporters and separation of fans. According to Ward 2002, the rivalry between home and away fans is crucial to the presence of violence or hooliganism in football. There is a clear connection between the number of away supporters visiting a soccer match and the chance of violence. Okay, the seventh suggestion is creating access barriers. It is important to prevent fans from gaining entry to backstage or performance areas, seating areas they are not allocated to, and media rooms to prevent those who have no tickets to the event from entering. And according to Russell 2004, some European countries have constructed moats around soccer field to prevent fans from interfering with game play, some of which have put crocodiles in the boxes. Okay, next is advertising penalties for violent behavior. Young 2002 stated that media coverage and other campaigns aimed at informing spectators and performers about penalties related to violent behavior may discourage such activities. Fans were sentenced to jail and forced to pay fines for coming into the field. For example, Selangor player has been suspended for 5 games after make a rough contact to Kedah player. Awareness of consequences may reduce incidents or the seriousness of incidents when they do occur. And the last suggestion is charges and convictions, which is individuals arrested in these operations were charged on several cases with conspiracy to cause affray or conspiracy to commit crime with what they had told the police and what the police found in their homes to be used as the main evidence against them. Many of the arrests brought in high-profile trials and convictions. So that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum and hi to my lecturer and also my friends. So now I will continue with my part, which is the effect of football violence. The effect of football violence, especially from the fans that support their team players, will give a huge impact on them because the fan itself will provide support and motivate the players to play well during the game. The performance of the players also depends on their fan support to make them feel motivated and reduce the stress before the games begin. By showing a support to their favorite team players also, the fans can enjoy the games and reduce the stress. And some of the fans willingly to buy the ticket and queue up in a long queue just to buy the ticket and watch the game match live. Okay, the deviant behaviors among football fans in Malaysia also is not a big issue anymore. Football Association of Malaysia, which is FAM, has already collected the total amount of 900,000 as a result of the punishment and fine to the football fans that failed to control their behavior at the stadium during the match. Although the FAM has already fixed the rules, but the fans issue is mostly happened until today when the football match was held. There are two types of behavior that normally occur at the stadium, which is a verbal and also physical behavior. This behavior happens when the fans cannot accept the losing of the match of their team players. They will get angry easily and also feel frustrated because of the result. The verbal behavior occur at the stadium is the fans will talking about the tactical, the players and the games. Some fans will shout the team's slogans, singing the team song, mocking the opposing team players, provoking and voicing their unsatisfied against the match official. This kind of behavior and action is legal as long as it did not break the rules or harm others. Cursing also is often happen during the live match as it shows their voice of not satisfied with the final result of the match. Next, The physical behavior that occur during the live games is fighting with the opponent fans, damage property and throwing objects at the normal physical behavior. In Malaysia, it is also happen at the stadium every match. We can see the fighting amongst the fans because it happens several times. We can see the fighting among the fans because the football in our country is small, brave, bold and too fanatic to their team. They don't even mind to show their unsatisfied opinion, although it involves the physical attack and may harm the opponent fans. Most of the fans will act wildly to damage the public property as chair and the toilet as a reason of the frustrated of loses the game. Some of the fans also will throwing objects to each other such as drink bottle, garbage and coins into the field, while the rest of the fans will blame the referee if their team players lose the game and throws the lead, firecrackers, rock and stick, although they have been warned and not allowed to bring it together in the stadium. FAM already lists the forbidden items that are not allowed to bring together and might harm others, but the fans will still brought it with them. This situation shows that the security control does not working well, and in this situation it also beyond the control, so nobody can control when the fighting amongst fans happen during the match live, or maybe because of the result that they did not satisfied, so they will often and aggressively get angry because of the result. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi, last part is conclusions. The football violence in Malaysia, football violence is all unintentional behavior by fans. It will become a negative impact to personal injured and sometimes impact property damage. Football club FAM, Football Association of Malaysia, learn towards the structure of other European nations that have successfully come. In Malaysia, 1980, football violence happened between Malaysia and international countries like Arab and Vietnam. Okay, main factor is caused by the fan is Malaysia. However, media also increase the violence. It was create sensational stories. Current law also are not tight to prevent the risk of the football violence. This research also prevent the threat of football. Okay, finally, let's stop violence in football, or stop violence in the sport. Try to create a good lifestyle in society or in sport. Thank you.